to the Kent Lapp Podcast.
Actually, it's funny. I saw a clip from a video podcast you did, I don't know how long ago, actually, with Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked him a question about balance.
Yes.
And his response devastated me.
Mm-hmm.
And this was recent, that I saw this. And, for anyone listening that doesn't know, you had asked a question on how do you balance things.
Mm-hmm.
And his response was essentially that he had learned in life that it was less about balance and more about priorities.
Yes.
And that was such a helpful and devastating thing to say.
Yes.
Because I think what I've realized is to do what I feel like I'm called to do, I have to make not balanced choices, but priority choices.
Yes.
And that means that through the week, right now in my life, there really aren't the existence of hobbies. There's not, generally speaking, there's not screen time. There's not, games or during quarantine, certainly not going out, but I don't think we'd be going out anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when the kids go down, if I'm not working, I'm reading a book, trying to educate myself on something that might be relevant to what we're doing in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And, to that end, like Kelsey and I, we've got a home date that we do every single week. And so like, that's a priority. It's scheduled in on Thursday nights. I know that I'm not working. I'm with Kelsey,
Oh, wow. Cool.
Kids are upstairs. We're going to eat a meal downstairs. We may play a board game. We may watch a movie.
Just you and her, we eat the meal together?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We'll make like a pizza or pasta or something easy, and we'll send the kids upstairs.
Oh, wow.
And
they don't even eat dinner with you guys?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And we make it the whole night. Like even after the kids go down, like I don't go back to work. It's just time with her.
Okay.
But, I've had friends that have criticized me saying, you need to have a hobby. You need to have fun things you do. And I'm just like, you know what? That'd be great. And maybe there'll be a season of life where that's true.
That's the key.
But right now, back to that balances versus priorities, what I've prioritized for myself and for the family is the family. And then I have a business venture I'm trying to start, which requires a lot.
Yes.
And, I think Ray's point was perfect because I think I would drive myself crazy trying to find balance rather than just being dedicated to things that I feel like are going to matter.
And so many people do. When he said that was so freeing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And he even talks about in that video, and by the way, people can just search it on YouTube, why Ray Ortlund dislikes the term balance, and it should pop up.
Oh, okay. Is this water for me, by the way?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Perfect. And he had great thoughts on it, but I think he quotes, I want to say he quotes J.I. Packer in there. I know he does, because J.I. Packer talks about this too a little bit in Knowing God. And that's a very freeing concept when you think about that, because I grew up, no, that's incorrect. I went through my young married years, my 20s. I heard a lot about balance. I was taught a lot about balance. I read in self-development books and personal growth books a lot about that type of thing and how you have different wheels in your life. And you got to have the wheels, the spokes be all right, and they need to be the right length, and you need to have the right amount of tension on all the different spokes in your life. And man, it drove me nuts because I felt like I could never measure up. Guess what? 10 years ago, I'm 35. 15 years ago. Two things are very important in my life to keep my sanity: hunting and riding horses. Guess what? I haven't done either of those things to any degree in 15 years, 15 to 17 years.
Yep.
But at that season, that was very important to me. It was very healing, therapeutic. It kept me sane. Horses and hunting. And when we got married, we were only a couple years in, and I gave up hunting.
Sure.
And I just didn't feel like I had the time for it. And then same with horses ultimately. But yeah, you got to focus on your priority. TJ said something years ago that I may never forget, but it's this idea that when Christ is at the center of your life, you may not be perfect, but things will orbit properly.
Sure.
Whether that's business, marriage, kids, whatever it is. When Christ's at the center, things will orbit properly. But when you try to pull anything else into the center, business, kids, marriage, investments, fame, whatever it is, then everything's out of kilter.